How's it hanging, YouTubes? Peter here, your Ginger Jolly Geek. Welcome back to Triple G Comics. And what a show we've got for you tonight. We're going to be looking at Hawkeye. Now that the series finished, we're going to do a full review. I have a load of people backstage who are absolutely excited to talk about it. So we'll just start bringing them in. So we've got James T. How you doing, mate?
Hey, bro.
Bro, you all right, bro?
Bro, all good, bro. How are you, bro?
We've got Luke. How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm good, bro. Thanks.
We've got first time on my channel, so welcome. We've got Peter, bro.
Hey, bro.
Hi, bro. You're
Hi,
a Northeast, bro.
Hey, bro.
What, bro? Hey, bro.
Northeast, bro. Bro.
Northeast takeover. We have got Jason Parker, but he seems to have gone for a poo. He's disappeared. So instead, he's there. Hang on, he's back. He's vanishing. Jason,
It's my new special defects.
we've got invisible, bro.
Or you can just have my head look.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. There you
How
go.
are you,
What's the
Jason?
Christmas present?
Hello, folks. How are you, right?
You all right, mate?
Yeah. I'm
Last
fine.
but not least, we've got a very special guest all the way from New York himself. We've got the Kingpin.
Good
Holy-
evening, Peter. I should
I'm
have
sorry,
practiced
Pep.
that impression first. I think
Yeah,
sounded
let's-
better in my head.
Do it again, mate.
Hold on. Good evening, Peter. I need to twitch. Hi, everyone. Hi,
Very
Brad.
good.
Hey,
Very
bro.
good. Right, ladies and gents. So let's just get straight into it. We've got loads to talk about tonight. Again, as I always do, just because of past experiences, can I just check? You have all watched the full series of the show?
Yes. Yes.
Twice. Tremendous. And we've all seen the final episode, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Superb. So let us just jump to the slides. And well, hang on a minute. We're not watching. We're not watching
Flash
Spider-Man.
forward
are we?
about it if you want to.
Anybody
you know,
fancy watching Spider-Man?
Uh,
Hang on a minute.
there's no way home from that.
There's... There we
There
go.
it is. Merry Christmas.
So, before we crack on, James T, can I ask you to keep an eye on the comments, please?
Absolutely, yeah.
Before we start, let's just make sure everybody is well aware that there will be some spoilers in this. We are going to be talking in detail about the show, so there will no doubt be bits of news that if you've not watched the show, you've not seen any of the press about it, you won't be aware of. So if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go away, leave the show running, obviously, but do go away and then come back after you've watched it, because it's a tremendous show and I'd hate to spoil it for you. The way we're going to do it tonight, guys, is I've set up some slides which have very much just got some kind of sequential images from the show just to talk around. So feel free to chuck in any ideas and views you've got as we go. But I guess the first thing I want to know, this show, I wasn't invested, dare I say, even interested in Hawkeye prior to this. I've watched him in the movies, obviously, not read a lot of his comics, and I have to say my expectations for this were quite low, and I wasn't sure it was going to... This was before we saw the first trailer, I have to say. I wasn't sure it was going to really be my cup of tea. I'm interested. What did you guys think? Were you excited to see this? Were you looking forward to it? Or were you, like me, not a massive Hawkeye fan?
The absolute opposite, Peter. I was buzzing for this series. I've always loved Hawkeye. Even in the comics, I kind of love those really flawed characters that have kind of traits to their personality that are basically not likable. And Hawkeye was always that kind of arrogant guy that didn't necessarily fit in with the Avengers, even back in the kind of, Silver and Bronze Age books. But then the Matt Fraction run was one of my favorite runs in comic book history ever. Like I just fell in love with it. So when I heard about this series and I heard that they were hoping to draw from that Matt Fraction run as much as possible, and then the pictures started coming out of like Kate and Lucky the pizza dog, and and so my excitement was like already absolutely peaked.
So
I love Jeremy Renner as well. I think he's incredible.
Yeah. See, I wasn't sold on Jeremy Renner, and I've not read the Fraction run going into this. Has anybody else not read it? Or do you all read it?
No, I've never read it.
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
Get on it, guys.
I went
Honestly, you
into
won't
the
regret it.
series with my eyes closed, really.
Yeah.
It helps if you open them, Peter, to watch.
It does, but
TV show.
I was doing it through Daredevil's eyes.
Oh, sorry to our audience. You can't see.
So were you excited about it, Peter, or were you a bit laid back?
Yeah, because the way it was plugged, it was like it was the Die Hard for the Marvel universe. And Die Hard's one of my favorite films to begin with. So I was looking forward to it that way. But yeah, great series. Absolutely loved it. And like I said, I didn't read the Matt Fraction run. So I was going into it blind.
Yeah. What about you, Luke? Were you excited for Hawkeye, or were you a bit?
So I've always made jokes about Hawkeye as a character and always said, like, it's so nice that the Avengers allow him to be part of the team, even though he's absolute shite. But I don't really believe that. You know, I don't personally believe that. I do actually like the character. I think over the course of movies that we've had from the MCU, we've really seen him grow. You know, his relationship with Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and now with this, new follow-up Hawkeye. I love seeing these relationships, and he's almost the most relatable character out of all of them. You know, he is the family man. He's the guy that goes to work, does his job, and just wants to get home. Do you know what I mean? So
that's the MCU version of him. Is he like that in the comics?
No. If anything, he's more of a. He's got a bit. He used to have a bit of a playboy kind of nature to him with the ladies and things.
Yeah.
And the Fraction run, he's a lot more rough and ready in terms of his lifestyle, I think, than the Jeremy Renner version.
Jeremy.
James T, were you excited?
Hawkeye gets a lot of flack, he's just going with a bow and arrow, but like he's the most. I know he's like the least, like technically the least skilled one, but I was excited to see him get his own spotlight. And the show I thought absolutely delivered. Like it was for me the most consistently good one.
Yeah,
definitely.
And it kind of, I think anybody who doesn't like the character will come out of this with more of an appreciation of who he is, because he's not the most skilled on the team. Though he is skilled.
Whose baby's crying?
Not mine.
It's me. I'm crying.
It's my baby. Don't ruin the illusion.
Someone else in the house, Ben.
Come on, Kingpin, sort it out.
There is someone else in the house, Ben, looking after the child, isn't it?
I'm supposed to be in like a gangster's penthouse right now.
All your street cred, God. Jason, mate, are you a Hawkeye fan?
No, mate. No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Possibly the second worst Avenger. After Black Widow.
Broke my heart, Jason.
I just think they were boring characters in the Avengers. However, when I saw the trailer, which was set at Christmas time, and I knew it was going to come out at Christmas, I'm a big fan of Christmas.
Yeah.
And I got really excited about it.
Yeah.
However, I wonder further down the line, imagine watching this on a hot summer's day, probably won't have the same sort of feeling as a rewatch. But for its time, I really, I was excited to see it, I have to say.
Yeah, I think I'm probably much like you, Jason. I wasn't excited at the announcement, but then when I saw that first trailer, I thought it was tremendous, and that sold us on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The way you got to look at it, guys, as well, is that this is a massive step in getting the young Avengers as well. It's the part, the various kind of passing of the torches, and that in itself is such an exciting prospect.
Yeah, like the title isn't just referring to Clint; it's Kate as well.
If anything, I think it's her show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, starting scene, which was the Battle of New York. What did we think of this kind of opening to the series?
I mean, whenever 2012 pops up on screen in a Marvel thing, I just get excited instantly. I love seeing this battle from different perspectives. So I was ecstatic the second it started, and you knew like it was building tension, like that like a wall's gonna blow out or something, and I was excited to see where it went. Just to see, like, I love how you can pinpoint exactly where in the movie what she's seeing is.
Yeah,
like you see him from her perspective jumping off the building, and he saves her. Like that arrow shot in the Avengers is when he saved her. So I thought it was brilliant.
I will just add to that, what a brilliant shot scene that was. It was just one take, the camera rolling around, following her around the house.
Yeah.
And they did that a couple of times through the series. I think the next one was in the car when they're getting chased.
I think you're right.
Just did a one shot.
I think you're right, and I think they did that on a couple of occasions, which were brilliantly done.
Yeah.
The one in the car, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on, actually made me a little bit nauseous. I found it quite... but that scene at Avengers Tower, the only thing I thought was strange, and I don't know if anyone picked up on it, was when the building started collapsing and stuff, it seemed to go silent for ages. There was no kind of screams, or a man wasn't shouting for her or anything. Did anybody else pick up on that?
I didn't know.
No.
I didn't pick up on it, but it does make sense with Hawkeye being partially deaf anyway. So it's kind of like a nice nod there of seeing the birth of her character in that moment being a relation to Hawkeye in that way. So I didn't notice it, but now that you've mentioned it, it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The parents are so fishy from the off, like straight away. Like, they're dodgy. They're dodgy.
Yeah.
Like, and also we don't know where her dad is yet. Like, we didn't see him perish, in any way from the rubble, and I think there's definitely a reason for that.
I thought that, Ben, and I did wonder. Again, going back to an old Marvel series, there's a series called The Runaways. Has anybody seen that?
Yeah.
I wondered if the parents were going to be linked to that group somehow at the start, but then I don't know. Maybe he's just grasping at straws.
Not enough people care about the Runaways.
I know. It's a good series, but
you don't get Vera Farmiga just to play the mom,
And she's phenomenal, isn't she?
Yeah,
I mean, she's absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, great.
I am a massive fan of hers, and she just pulls it off.
Yeah.
The de-aging technology as well. Again, the de-aging. Like, we spoke about it on the Spider-Man show last week. Like, it's just flawless now. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. So, the bell tower scene with the shooting of the bell. What did we think of that?
Yeah, it's a great introduction. Sorry. If you want to delegate, you can. I'll keep my massive fucking kingpin mouth shut.
Shall we just hold up hands?
I hate to think of poor Jason sat quiet. Jason, what did you think about the huge bell?
It was a good introduction to how she's developed her skills, and I enjoy it. And I obviously you see something in the trailer, don't you, about the bell tower coming down? So I knew that it was going to cause chaos for her. But it's good.
It just shows that rich people just face no consequences to anything.
No, I like our only consequences you get your credit card stuff, and that's it.
Yeah.
She's reckless though, isn't she? She's an idiot for the majority of this series, and I think, but like, it's that Marvel formula of like introducing these characters that are so flawed and unlikable at the beginning, and the journey. You see that kind of character development. I love it.
Yeah,
and the mentoring from Clint, isn't it? That's
exactly. Yeah. And he's kind of served that role twice now, because he was Papa Avenger to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. So it's clearly kind of a role that he's kind of carving out for himself, whether he likes it or not now.
I think for me it was interesting because I don't know that actress from anything prior to this show.
Haley
and then
within
that, I don't.
I don't think I've seen her.
Then within that first scene, I automatically just fell in love with her. I thought she was superb. I automatically bought into the character and her personality. I thought it was a brilliant introduction.
Just so instantly lovable, like her personality and everything. I think we have here, probably for me anyway, the strongest new character that the shows have introduced so far.
And it's really interesting because I watched a couple of YouTube videos about the show, and there are a lot of mixed views on it. Lots of people saying that they found it really irritating to start with and things, and I just didn't get
Was
that.
it men saying that? Was it men saying
it was.
that? Yeah, I thought so.
There you go.
I think Haley Steinfeld kind of has this magnetic likability about her that I can't even pinpoint, like, because she's in that Bumblebee spin-off.
I have seen that. Yeah,
she's very similar character, you know, hapdash, reckless, but you've just fallen in love with her. Like
Spider-Gwen as well in Into Spider-Verse.
Hell yeah.
She's Spider-Gwen, I think, in that as well, yeah.
Right. And Pitch Perfect. Oh, wait. I should have said that out
loud. She was ever Pitch Perfect.
Ben's favourite film, yeah. Oh.
I can do this all day.
Absolutely. I mean...
Smash.
What did we think of that?
I feel exactly the same way about this as I did with the Bollywood scene in Eternals. I was really looking forward to like a genuinely, like a good attempt at like a Broadway musical sequence, but they play it as a joke. And like, I know that the whole thing is that it's sort of like a bit inappropriate to make a musical. And he's like, oh, they're taking the piss out of us. But like, I was kind of sad, like, because it's sort of the posters and the trailers made it look like it was kind of a Hamilton like riff. Yeah, and Hamilton is like one of my favorite things in the world, so I was excited to see like a cool Broadway, cool Broadway sequence. But they just played it as a joke. It was still entertaining, I thought, the scene.
I just like Clint's reaction to it all, and he just switches off his ear, and he just really doesn't want to be reminded of it at all.
His
and then you have the little girl dressed up as Black Widow at the front, and he's like.
His little girl's face was like it was just superb in this shot.
Fun fact: I went to New York in 2012, and I went to see Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Really?
And you survived?
Do you know what? I loved it.
On you?
Excuse me a second. Amanda's doing housework. She forgets I'm live. And what? You popping bubbles? Crisp packets. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Crying
Crisp packets.
Right. I really enjoyed the show, and it was a little bit cheesy at times. So I can imagine that's probably where they got their inspiration from it.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that's how it would be, to be honest with you, if they did turn it into a show.
I just thought it was hilarious, and like Peter says, again, going back to it being a miserable bugger, I wasn't a big fan of Jeremy as Hawkeye. Again, Jeremy's a mate of mine. Wasn't a fan of him as Hawkeye. And then that scene again sold us on the show. Just his reaction, he was so deadpan. And I think that's one of the things we've seen throughout the entire series. His range just totally blew us. He was superb. Luke, what did you think of the live show?
I loved it. But you know, I'm one of those people. I love like really severe like horror movies and all that lot, and then I like musicals. So I'm that weird psychopath in between. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I thought
he's a psychopath. You've heard it first.
And he's standing above you.
It's just nice for him to say
Jesus Christ.
So again, just want to pick up on these two actors, and I have to say, I totally missed that he was the swordsman. Did you guys realize from the start, from the name, or did you?
No, I didn't know from the start. No,
I knew before going into it, he was the swordsman.
Yeah,
but am I right in saying, for those of you that know the character, Ben, swordsman did he not train Hawkeye in the comics?
Yeah. So I mean, this is not the same version whatsoever, but because he trained Hawkeye in like a circus, or something. Swordsman's such an interesting character in the comics. He's like died a couple of times. He's kind of been bad, but then been good, and then gone bad again. And I really love how the series. One thing they did honor is that kind of not really knowing where we were at with him throughout the whole series up until the end. Really, I thought that was good.
The show makes you want to think he's a villain so much. Like, he's such a surface level dickhead at the beginning. I was like, there is no way he's actually a bad guy.
Exactly. That's the thing, because they try so hard to make you think that you know that he's not.
Exactly.
You know, then all my focus went towards her mum. It was like, okay, she's
I knew
the
straight
one to
away
watch
being
out
set
for.
up. Yeah.
I just got to say on record before we go any further, standout character is Jack.
Yeah.
I want to see more.
Yeah, and I hope they do put something else with him out there. I hope. I mean, I don't know if there's been any word. Are we getting a season 2, or is this a once and done?
I haven't said yet. I'd suspect so.
It looks
not to jump too far ahead, but when he was sitting there looking at his tie, going, "Oh, there's some blood here," you know, I'm like, "Yeah, because you've just been killing people."
Yeah.
You know, he's not. He's certainly one of the more violent characters for sure.
I don't think they'll do too much with him.
You think?
No, I think he'll be like a Howard the Duck, you know, like he'll bowl up in Endgame or whatever in the background. Like whenever Secret Wars, he'll probably have like a.
Would you like to see a Lapis episode with Jack joining the Lapis?
I didn't like that because I thought
really?
it trivialized. Yeah, because I thought it trivialized him. Yeah, I was like, he just had this kind of epic moment, and I was like, yeah, Swordsman, yeah, and then it kind of got, you know, it played it down. I think by having her. And I just hope he says no.
Yeah. I mean, like we've said, 2 incredible actors. And I think that every scene they were in, I thought they ate up. I thought they were absolutely brilliant in it. And I love her from Bates Motel. Do you know if anybody's seen
Yes, fantastic. And
she's tremendous in that. Yeah. And I think probably, like Jason was saying, known straight away, you look at her, and I have to say, I immediately think nutcase or evil character.
Yeah.
She's a little bit typecast, I think, perhaps. But yeah, I thought
because she did play Lorraine Warren in The Conjuring, and that was a good character.
Yeah.
So
latest film's rubbish, mind. The Devil Made Me Do It.
I haven't watched it yet, mate, so it's all right.
Yeah, not missing much.
That's all right then.
We then get the battle in the kitchen, and we get her wearing the Ronin suit for the first time. Did we buy her as Ronin straight away in that fighting scene?
No.
What do you think?
I don't think that was the point. I think, again, it was like another really reckless decision. It was just her fangirling out and taking an opportunity to kind of play the part of a superhero where she's nowhere near ready. So I kind of liked that, you know, but it gave us a few snippets of actually how skilled she could be. You know, in taking out people and saving Lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the fight in the kitchen was brilliant.
It was great, and the way she
very smooth.
Yeah, and the way she sneaks out. I love the auction sequence just because I like these kind of scenarios that you don't really think about. Like there would be black market deals for like Avengers compound equipment and stuff like that. I always love seeing stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, that for me had a bit of a sing back to Spider-Man with Michael Keaton's character, where they're kind of collecting up all the damage.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
So, Kevin. I mean, hey, bro.
So I love that bit. I don't know that our few have seen enough of Ronan, but I would like to see more of him. And again, jumping to the very end there, where they burned the costume. I kind of came out of this thinking that Echo was going to be wearing the Ronin suit for a bit.
That is in the comics, isn't it? She does for a bit. She's the first one, I think. Possibly.
I can't remember. I know she's bought the. Sorry, I know she
was
wears
she the first Ronin?
No, I think Clint was the first Ronin, and then
wasn't he his brother? Am I misremembering something? Didn't Hawkeye have a brother?
I don't know if he was Ronin, but was he? He was in the Dark Avengers, his brother a bit, wasn't he?
No, Echo was Ronin in the comics.
There you go.
For a bit, and then
before or after Hawkeye?
Before, I think. Maybe.
She was the first Ronin.
I think she was the first, and then he got it off her.
The
first time he's in it is that Avengers one with the handle.
Yeah.
Coming at him.
See, Pete, when you buy a book, you've got to actually read them.
This is the problem, isn't it? Peter began this chat by saying he doesn't like Hawkeye, but now he's bought all the books.
Well, I have. I've got the first Swordsman as well. Anyway, so no, I did read those books back in the day, but I cannot remember because it was the original New Avengers run, wasn't it? By what you call them? Bendis, I think. Where they break out the vault in the first issue or something. Anyway, going off track. So we get these guys.
Bro.
Now, again, for me and Pete and Luke, I think we haven't read the Matt Fraction series, so I didn't know what these guys were all about, and I absolutely loved them. Every scene they were on, I absolutely loved. I thought they were hilarious. What did you guys think?
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they're cannon fodder, aren't they? Basically, they're
they really are.
They don't have a clue. They're disorganized.
They're like the Marvel version of Stormtroopers, almost.
Well, they almost remind me of. Have you seen a Tarantino film? Is it The Hateful Eight? I can't remember. What's the one when they were in the clan and they did the eye holes all wrong?
Oh, that's Django.
Django.
Oh
yeah. And they're just absolutely useless.
Yeah.
These are the sort of street level thugs that I want. You know, when I talk about Spider-Man and say he needs to be more street level, these are the sort of people that I want him to encounter.
Yeah. But at the end, again, jumping to the end of the series there was like thousands of the buggers, wasn't there? And they must be getting some kind of group discount on the tracksuits because they all had
there would be, because if it's a mafia, you know, you are talking that kind of scale in terms of like operation, and I think that was what was so good about seeing that many at the end and stuff, is you really kind of get an idea of Kingpin's reach. You know, how many minions he has got out there. These guys are hilarious in the comic as well, you know. So it wasn't like something that the series made up, you know, the whole bro thing and the comedy, because that's fresh from the book, and it's brilliant.
I just thought it was superb, and I loved the fact that yes, they were mafia, like we've said, but also, you know, the scene in the warehouse when they're tied up and all the rest of it, and the tying them up, were like
Mikey,
genuinely canny people, and they were having a bit of banter. And I liked she gave them love advice and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that bit. The way that came back at the end. Yeah.
We booked to go see Imagine Dragons, but she not take her sister.
So what was funny, I watched this series with my missus, and she's not a big comic book fan. She might have read like one comic book in her entire life. And I said, because I don't know what clothes I was, have I got a burgundy tracksuit top? And she goes, "You been tracksuit mafia?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "No." You got a grey one.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben messaged me, I think during the show, and I had visions of Thought Bubble next year. Everybody at Thought Bubble being in these bloody
tracksuit mafia. Yeah.
But I'm still the Kingpin. I'm just standing.
Yeah, you got to be, buddy. You got to
be. Yeah, I loved them, and I thought they brought a real nice touch to the show. I thought they were excellent. Oh, lucky.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
So, again, I'm assuming, Ben, that this is something from the comics.
Yes.
That features in the comics.
Also a pet Avenger down the line.
Pet Avenger.
Is that a thing?
Yes,
it's not even like a one-off thing. It's like a reoccurring thing. Yeah,
it's got to be a thing.
I thought the Pet Avengers were all like Throg and Lockjaw and all that kind of jazz. What
but I think Lucky, I don't. He's just a dog, but I swear I saw him in a Pet Avengers book.
Because Speedball's cat is part of the Pet Avengers as well.
Yeah. Just
I know my shit as well.
Any Avengers pets? That's the only criteria.
This is proper deep diving.
All right then. And then we first start to get introduced to Echo. What did we think of Echo in this? Now, I've read some of the comics.
Underused.
Yeah. So, again, my old brain, I have read the comics. Does she have a mechanical foot in the comics as well?
No. That was something.
Really her leg?
Yeah, it's something unique to the actress that.
Right.
You know, they cast her, and it just so happens that she's also an amputee. So.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
I did like that when she changed her hair, she put her hair down, and just so that we all knew it was still her, in case someone didn't recognize, they gave a shot of the foot just to be sure that you still knew it was her.
And I don't know why, but I was kind of expecting, because isn't her trademark? She's got the bloody hand on her face. I know she got that when her dad died.
It's like a white,
yeah.
chalky. Sort of.
Does she join the? Does she join the hand? Or is that just one of her things?
I can't remember where it comes from. I think it's a Native American.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I
didn't know if she was like part of the hand or it was just
she's
like
the Phoenix now as well, guys.
Really?
Randomly, yeah, she's got the Phoenix Force. Yeah.
I think everyone's had it though at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it. You know,
you've seen the Phoenix Force in
STD. Had it.
I'm going down the gun clinic on Monday.
Well, I've just had a test. I've got the Phoenix Force. Fucking damn it.
It's been around a bit.
Yeah. Babe, I'm sorry. I've got the Phoenix Force. You're gonna have to get
self-certify after 5 days, even though you've got.
You need to get yourself checked.
So yeah, I thought she was very. So is she getting her own series on Disney
Yes,
Plus?
she is. Yes. And late next year, early 2023, I think. And I believe Charlie Cox is supposed to be in that anyway.
Excellent.
For my understanding, I think Daredevil is a big part of her story.
Yeah, he is.
As well as Kingpin. Yeah. So you know he's going to, with him appearing in Spider-Man, you know he's going to be in that series.
Our first appearance was in Daredevil, wasn't it? When Dave Mack was drawing the or painting the covers. I know that because I bought our first appearance and got him to do a remark on it. I thought,
nice. Yeah, she's meant to be like an opposite to him, isn't she? So obviously him with the blindness and her with the blindness, they're meant to work it together.
So she's still about in the comics then, Ben. She is, like you say, the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, Echo Phoenix Song is like a current 2 or 3 part series, I think, that they're running. But they basically fought it out in the Avengers, loads of characters, including Howard the Duck, which was amazing. They all fought it out for the Phoenix Force, and she got it.
God damn it, Howard loses out again.
I'm devastated.
I love the way she uses her leg in the fights.
Yeah.
As well, like she blocks like bows and stuff.
I just think she like oozed like that kind of feeling of hurt and anger and kind of a hard life, you know, just kind of radiated out of her. I thought, and also shout out to the little actress who played younger version of her, because I thought she was amazing in those scenes for a young actor. Brilliant.
So here's a question then. Again, I think people know some people know our backstory and stuff like that. In this show, did you think she was powerful enough or a good enough fighter?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think there's room for growth, but that's the point of her series. Yeah. This was just an intro.
And if you think about like Hawkeye, when he was Ronin, took out hundreds of people over that 5 years, and she's like more or less on his level. So absolutely, I'd say she's close to.
Jason shaking his head there furiously. What did you think, Jason?
No way. Like I said, she was underused, overshadowed, caused by other people who came into the show, and it's a shame, really, because everyone knew Echo was going to be in this, right? But not what the other person was going to be, which I won't say yet and spoil it. Oh wow, it's kind of spoiled because Ben's Kingpin. So,
Ben, are you Kingpin?
I think I don't know. I didn't see her as a superhero or any particular person. She's just a general person, isn't she? To be honest with you, I didn't see her as any sort of superhero or anyone with any sort of powers. Yeah. And I know Hawkeye doesn't. But he's got a cool suit and he's got a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
and he's really good.
The thing is, I can see through your eyes, but like I said, I watched this with my missus, who's not into comic books at all, and she really liked that character. She connected with that character straight away. It's them street level heroes. That's what you got to look at. It's still about people having the superpowers who's been in the Avengers. It's the ones down on the ground doing the fighting.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see her
realistic. You know what I mean?
I don't think she was menacing enough, or
I don't think she was meant to be. To be fair,
well, she was hell bent, wasn't she, and getting
Ronin,
the Ronin,
yeah.
And when Hawkeye was fighting her, and revealed himself. She didn't seem that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was helped by knowing that she was getting her own show anyway. Like a lot of us already knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So this serving more as a cameo for her character, and she wasn't the main plot of the story, was kind of okay. You know, I didn't mind that.
I think you're right, Luke, and I think you're right. For me personally, coming into this, I was expecting Echo to be a big player in this because we'd heard about her coming in and stuff, and I felt out of all the characters, and it's hard because I like everybody on the show. I think the show is tremendous. Spoiler for the end, but out of the full cast, I felt she was probably I don't want to say weakest, not in terms of acting or performance. I mean weakest in terms of the actual character. I didn't feel she was a threat, but maybe she wasn't meant to be a threat.
Yeah, and I don't think she's like going to end up on the Avengers at some point. I think her side of this is more to lead into the Daredevil stuff that's going to be coming back in the kind of the New York crime area, you know.
Yeah. Okay, interesting stuff. We then get this absolutely phenomenal car chase scene. Again, all shot, I think, in pretty much one long take or whatever. I did feel a little bit nauseous when they were moving around and things like that, but that's just because I'm very, very old. But I thought it was amazing, absolutely amazing. The action was tremendous. The banter between the pair of them was tremendous.
Yeah.
And then the trick arrows that were finally got just made us smile throughout the entire thing. What did you guys think?
This was basically the entirety of episode 3, wasn't it?
3, I think. Yeah.
I think this is probably the best action sequence we've gotten in the shows so far as well. Like by far.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you
definitely worked for setting up the trick arrows. You know, it's like a Chekhov's gun. You know, we get to see this play out now so that they can use it again later on. But I loved it. Yeah, I thought this was a really great scene.
Yeah.
Guys, I've listed trick arrows.
You've listed trick arrows.
Plunger arrow, multiple cables arrow, acid arrow, gas arrow, and PIM particles arrow.
You can't forget the PIM one.
Just in this episode, just in this one alone. Yeah. But you can come back to me later for more
arrows,
trick arrows. Yeah. Thank you from the attention-seeking geek.
Yeah, I thought the introduction of the trick arrows was absolutely brilliant, and I loved the last one. The PIM arrow was just so hilarious. It was brilliant, very, very good.
That Hawkeye stick in it. It's like you have to have the trick arrows. It's part and parcel.
So who had the trick arrows first? Is it him or Green Arrow?
I'm going to say Hawkeye because DC sucks.
Oh, fighting talk. But yeah, you're right.
And no like Green Arrow.
It's kind of a shame it took this long to get this kind of stuff, though, isn't it? Like, this is Jeremy Renner's probably 10 or 12th appearance as the character.
Wasn't there something in Age of Ultron where the trailers showed him with some fancy, big, highfalutin arrow thing, and then it was actually cut from the movie? You see him load his bow, and then it just didn't happen or something.
But it's just a bow loader or something. It's not actually.
James, don't forget. All right. The USB arrow that we saw in the Avengers. That kept me ticking along for years.
Yeah.
Guys, did anyone else think the special effects
BS, right? That USB thing, right? Because have you ever tried putting a USB in? Right? You put it in one way, it doesn't work. Put it the other way, it doesn't work. Works third time, every time. Third time.
Yeah. You just have to wiggle it a little bit.
Ridiculous.
Plus, they don't eject the file correctly when they take it out. They just rip it out. Yeah. Idiots. Did anyone else think the effects was pretty bad on the putty and stuff? Like, I did think it all looked a little bit Ivan.
Yeah, on the purple gooey one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overly critical.
Come on, Disney, get your act together.
I didn't really pick up on that, to be honest.
I used it a couple of times because she used it on the alarm and stuff as well. It just, I don't know. So there were a couple of effects that made me wince a little bit, but I think we forget that it is TV still. Yeah. So these really don't hold the same budget level and time frames that the film have. So
I agree, Efren's just comment there about Echo. It's interesting you saying that, Ben, actually, because it has made us think back to when I watched the episode with my wife. and we actually rewinded it on the Pym arrow bit because it happened very quick and I thought, well, kind of what's happened there then? And it wasn't until we watched it the second time we kind of linked it together and realized what was going on.
So good. That was the pop of the season for me.
Yeah, tremendous. Right, I've put this in because it's not the right scene, but I've put it in. Like I said, I wasn't particularly a massive fan of Jeremy Renner, but then this show's completely changed my mind. And that phone is the link to, do you know when he's in the apartment and he gets the phone call from his son and he can't hear?
Nathaniel,
yes. And she's having to try and talk to him. It was just absolutely heartbreaking. And I think he played it absolutely perfectly. His acting was tremendous. Yeah. What do you guys think of him as I know, Ben, you liked him prior to this, but what do you guys think of him as an actor on the back of this series?
Have you not seen Born Legacy?
I have.
Brilliant. He's brilliant in that.
Yeah, Hurt Locker.
My favourite Jeremy Renner film is the comedy Tag.
Oh, I like Tag.
Yeah, he's hilarious in that. Yeah.
I think the first film I saw him in was 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah, he's in that as well.
I didn't even know he was in that.
Yeah,
I didn't either. No.
He's a musician as well, and not a bad one.
I think I've seen him on Jimmy Kimmel or something playing the piano, and he did a song about being Hawkeye.
Yeah, that was
pretty funny.
Yeah.
What character does he play in 28 Days? Is he the main character?
He's 28 Weeks Later.
He's one of the main characters. He helps them get out of the city. He's one of the military people, isn't he?
Yeah,
because the guy that's pushing the car through all the mist and fog.
Yeah,
very underrated sequel. That I got to say though, like it was moments like that phone call and moments like it was the bit where she says at the end, spoiler warning, someone says, "I loved her," and he says, "Me too," and it was just that one line. And it was just delivered in such a kind of understated, heartfelt way, and it just tore me apart.
Yeah,
it's tearing me apart.
I love her.
Yeah,
I love
her.
her.
This is the one that steals the show, really. If anyone was going to overshadow Echo, I think it was this character. You know, this is the one that really did steal every single scene she was in.
And that scene there that we've got on screen, that when she's eating the pasta, the whatever it is, the
mac and cheese,
mac and cheese. Sorry,
cheese.
It was just superb. It was just, for me, pitch perfect, and I loved the relationship between her and Kate.
It's such a good dynamic. Like,
I was just going to say that,
yeah. I'm almost hoping, like, continuing from this, we get like Hawkeye and the Black Widow, and it's just them two together.
They've got to They've got to carry on like the Clinton, Natasha.
But better, they're more entertaining to watch together. Like.
100%. It throws a bit of a spanner in my works because obviously I was talking earlier about Young Avengers and stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily think that Yelena fits into that mold. But at the same time, they need to be on the same team.
Yeah,
it's such a missed opportunity if they're not interacting.
See, the thing is, I only watched the Black Widow film a fortnight ago. Oh, sorry, Pete.
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, I'm not sure. I kind of agree, Ben. I want to see them on screen together. But I also think, and we'll get to some slides later on, I also think the dynamic of Kate being on Young Avengers and her being on Thunderbolts, and every time we meet up, having that banter would work well.
Really
Sorry, Peter, I cut you off, mate.
Yeah, like I was saying, I only watched the Black Widow film like a fortnight ago, and I think she did a more impressive job than Scarlett Johansson in that film. She absolutely stole the show on that.
She is just better as the character, isn't she? Than Scarlett is.
I mean, Florence Pugh for me is just carving out an incredible career for herself. Like, I've only seen her in 3 films now. I've seen her in Fighting with My Family, and she was unbelievable in that. And then she was outstanding in Midsummer.
Hang on.
Oh shit! Yeah, she's in that.
Yeah. Holy shit! That's her.
That's the main character.
And then obviously in this, I just think she's got charisma by the bucket load. Yeah.
And I think you're right, Ben. I think she's immediately cemented herself in the MCU. I think the character is going to go for. Anybody got a first appearance?
And she's nice to look at as well. But don't tell my wife I said that.
She's very lovely.
Listen, Ben, my wife's already got a problem with me liking Scarlett Johansson, so...
So who's got her first appearance in comic format?
Of course you have.
Oh, no, not the first, second appearance. I've got the Black Widow Max.
Inhumans. I've got 3 copies.
I haven't got the Inhumans. I've got the Marvel Knight. Black Widow.
Yeah. I think she's going to be...
sold it.
How's that
I think
head?
she's going to be in either Disney Plus or movies for a long time to come. I think that actress is just absolutely...
What did you think of her accent?
Brilliant.
I like it.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Much better.
I wonder if she'll keep it longer than Scarlet Witch.
I think so. I think that's how she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Scarlet Witch, they explained that.
Yeah, and I kind of would rather she loses the accent, because I don't know about you guys, but I love the character of Doctor Strange, but I have to say he's killing that accent for me, and every time I watch it I kind of go
what accent is it? Is it
it's meant to be who Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
It's meant to be a kind of an American accent, but it's not. It's like a weird kind of... Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
Sounds more Canadian.
No, I get that, but what's your beef with a Russian accent? It's good.
Well, it's quite nice, actually.
I thought it sounded like you were complaining about it.
Have you seen Black Widow, guys? Have you seen Black Widow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I didn't think it was too bad a film. I
thought it was okay. Yeah.
It's nothing special.
I like David Harbour.
Average to bad.
Average. But do you think that her accent is more pronounced in this series than it was?
I thought it was more Americanized. Like it shows that she's been further away from that kind of Russian world.
The thing is, they were supposed to. They lived in America for years, so she would have gotten an American accent because she was like really young.
Yeah.
I have a little tidbit. She's actually eating mac and cheese in that scene. Like
smashed it down apparently with hot sauce as well.
With a shit
That's how you're going to do it.
And the crew were concerned how much hot sauce she was eating.
Have you seen that interview where she's talking? It's for like a newspaper or something, but as they're interviewing her, she's eating British dishes like a sponge, a sponge cake and stuff. She devours so much food.
Good.
I fucking love you, Florence.
Yeah, she's not a salad eater.
No.
The only other thing I wanted to mention, because I forgot about mentioning it earlier, is the scene where we see her blip out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
fantastic.
Yeah.
That for me was absolutely heartbreaking. That realization when she and I don't know why, but I hadn't really maybe appreciated in the past that people blipped straight back and hadn't realized they'd blipped.
Yeah.
I knew they blipped in the same place, but I hadn't realized that, because she literally thought she was still in the same time frame and everything.
You only seen that like once before, and that was in WandaVision with Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
Where she blipped and then come straight back.
Yeah.
In the hospital, wasn't it?
It was cool to see. It was cool to see what the blippies see.
Yes.
They come back and the environment has changed.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
But also, so lucky the husband wasn't in the toilet taking a poo. Would have been really awkward.
Having a sneaky one.
So then we get the battle in the was it a junkyard or something between Ronan and Echo. What did you guys think of that?
It seemed throughout the show the possibility that Hawkeye didn't kill her dad. That was somebody else in the suit.
Yeah.
So during this fight, I was like, they were building up to him pulling the mask off, and I was like, maybe it's not him because maybe it's the swordsman, maybe it's
Bullseye. That's what I was hoping.
Did we find out who it was?
Yeah.
Do we know?
No,
well, it's apparently
this is what I was going to ask you lot tonight, because I swear there was a line where he says it wasn't him.
No, but how would he know that that's the first place that she saw him then? Because remember he says
because he said he was there, but it wasn't him. He said something happened that night, and he I swear there was a line, and I didn't pick it up on the first watch. And
what it is?
It's true. It's where when he takes his mask off and he's basically like, "Don't come for me and my family."
Yeah.
He says, "I was there that night, but it wasn't me who killed your father," or something.
No,
like
I'm saying it's Kingpin.
When he's speaking and she's reading his lips, it's all broken up.
Yeah.
When you see the subtitles, all the subtitles are like broken up into bits. She's only reading so much of what she's saying.
But also,
I read that very much as Ronan to him is a different personality. if you know what I mean. It wasn't him.
Oh, right.
Maybe.
No,
I was thinking she's saying.
I prefer the
Kingpin
idea that
who
somebody
hit me off.
took the opportunity to kill him while other stuff was going on. I think that works out better. You know, there's like somebody inside, literally all this carnage going on, and took that opportunity to do him in.
Yeah, yeah. And
I like the fun theory that it was his wife. We'll get to that later.
That's ridiculous.
Ephraim, I like the way you think.
There is a fun theory going on that was Finn Barton's wife. That was the Ronin. Because of the watch.
And I kind of, I don't know. I know we're supposed to believe that he went a bit mental and killed lots of people during the blip, and you can understand why and all the rest of it. But they were really laying on thick how bad of a scourge the Ronin had been and how many people he'd killed and stuff. And I kind of thought, are you getting to the point where he's irredeemable? So that's why I kind of thought there's going to be some reveal and it'll be someone else. But yeah, it was interesting.
Marvel have a tendency to keep their characters too clean, like with Black Widow, where they kind of undid the whole Dracov's daughter thing.
Yeah,
I like the idea that there's some moral ambiguity or to some of their characters, you know.
Oh well,
look at this handsome bugger.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
So we get the photo on the phone at the end of that episode 5, which was a
bizarre way of revealing it. I thought
that's what I thought, and I thought the photo quality was dreadful. So I
disagree.
I think you could have had that episode end with the first scene of the next episode, like when they introduce and then it cuts, and then the next scene picks it back up.
I disagree, because honestly, it's like. It was just that tidbit. It was enough for us to know it was him, know it was the Kingpin. It got everyone talking for a week, and everyone was there waiting and ready to see him properly live action in the next episode. So it sold the next episode a lot more than if they kind of went all in on that one. Do you know what I mean? So it pains me to say that, because I was just like, I want to see his beautiful face.
Yeah.
But it made it all so much sweeter.
Was everybody?
Sorry, I'll tell you what I thought about that. I think Marvel are doing an incredible job, bearing in mind how massive these projects are and how big these films are. If we look at this reveal, and we also look at the Spider-Man spoilers, Spider-Man reveals, other than a few little slip-ups here and there, they've done a really good job of trying to minimize people knowing what's happening, which is quite impressive in this day of the internet.
Yeah.
So I know some of where heard rumblings and you kind of think, oh, he might be in it, but I just thought it was great to actually have that sudden, oh, crikey, he is actually going to be in it.
Yeah. It was definitely more of an unsure thing than the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But like, and the first episode or two, until kind of Echo comes into it, you're not really. It doesn't indicate at all that.
Yeah, because I was under the understanding that Kingpin was pivotal to Echo's story, so he would be turning up.
Well, we had the arm, didn't we? We had the arm and the origin story.
I knew that laugh.
Oh yeah, 100%,
unmistakable. I knew straight away. Uncle,
and just the way they're talking about Uncle.
Sorry, Ben, I didn't catch the laugh.
Wait, I need to do it off screen so you can't see me. Wait,
don't look at me.
And then I'll squeeze the cheek.
Look at those turtles.
Bravo.
Very good. Did you notice what they did as well? They're very clever. But they shot Kingpin from very low position.
Yeah, he looks massive in it compared to.
That's how I did my photo on Instagram earlier to make myself look bigger.
Yeah. Luke, what did you think? Because I know you're a big.
No, you make yourself look big. Well. Shoot from below.
What did you think, Luke?
Oh, well done.
Well done, I absolutely loved it. I was so glad to see him. I'm with you guys. I recognized that laugh and everything. I love the actor. This guy. I'm not going to try and butcher his name, but I absolutely love him in everything that he's been in. The guy has been in so much. And I even pointed out to my wife just what films he has been in.
Yeah.
And
what's he been in?
Phenomenal actor.
Men in Black.
Amazing.
Jurassic Park.
Is it Jurassic Park or Jurassic
Park? Or Jurassic World?
Jason, he's the bargain Man in Black.
Yeah.
Is he?
Oh,
he's the Park man.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah.
Water. Shocked or whatever he says.
He's tremendous.
That's, by the way, on the cosplay list.
I just like how they did it in the last episode when he is getting introduced properly.
He was in
the
it.
Footsteps.
Yeah.
And it's just they made him look so imposing.
Yeah. He was in it so much more.
You got that image there. Chekhov's owl. You know, I thought when I saw that owl in that tree, I thought that's a weird shot, but my God, did it pay off?
I think it's
so. This last episode,
that's actually based on a real owl.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Story.
It's a real thing from last year. There was an owl in the Rockefeller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah.
So, there are a few things in this last episode I want to pick up, and we're going to start with Kingpin because we've been talking about him. First of all, I know some of you were laughing at us before because I don't know this. What the shit's going on with that outfit? That's not a Kingpin outfit.
It is.
Right. Who wants to say? What's the title of the book? Family? Is it?
Not Family. Family Ties.
No, Family Ties. Yeah, Family
it's
Ties.
a Spider-Man book, but it's called Family.
Spider-Man Kingpin something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Family something.
Comic accurate.
But it is. Yeah, he's smashed out a Hawaiian shirt in that book.
He rocked that Hawaiian shirt,
and it looks superb.
Not sure on the fedora but he did rock the Hawaiian shirt.
So I've missed that book.
He does have a fedora in that book as well, though.
Oh,
so
right.
It is, yeah.
Spot on.
Comic book accurate.
So, in terms of the Kingpin, then, now I've watched the Daredevil series, as I know probably most of you have, and in that he was very powerful, but I would say grounded. In this, he's taken arrows to the chest. Some of his moves were like watching bloody, Street Fighter game. He was like, "Oh, jutsu," and knocking people across the room and stuff.
I think it's what happens when you mix Michael Clark Duncan's Kingpin and Vincent. I can't pronounce his last name. Put them together, and that's the new Kingpin.
Donofrio, isn't it? It's Donofrio.
Donofrio, yeah.
Because Michael Clark Duncan, when they played the Kingpin, he was like OP.
Yeah.
This might be, I thought this was still grounded. You know, I get the impression that he wears some form of armor at least within his clothing. We've had that reference before.
Yeah.
Also, he's just full of muscle anyway. And as for him, literally launching her across the room, she is a little girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still found that quite grounded.
22-year-old woman, Luke. You can't call her a little girl.
It might be Marvel's sort of subtle way of telling us that this is maybe a different version because he is verging on superhuman. Like the arrow that doesn't go because he does have bulletproof clothes in Daredevil. But the arrow goes in his shirt, like through his shirt. Like you can see it's in the hole in his shirt.
It was fairly in his chest, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he just knocks it away. Like I don't think the Netflix version would survive one of the 10 injuries that he sustains in this show. Like he gets fucked by that car. Like
I'm just going to say this isn't the Netflix version of Kingpin. It's the variant. It's MCU version of Kingpin.
Yeah, it's a new version. Marvel should really clarify this soon.
The book is Family Matters.
Right.
I can confirm. I loved all of those. All of the arrow and stuff.
I loved it as well, mate. It's just it was different.
It was different. But again, I think it's that MCU is going for that more kind of colourful, comic book accurate kind of iterations of characters. And in the comics, I swear I read at one point it was like his body is made of pure muscle or something ridiculous.
Correct you, Ben. It is the animated Spider-Man series.
That's what it was.
His body is only 3% fat. The rest is pure muscle.
Fat over muscle.
And yet it looks 90% fat.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to this version and the Netflix version, I'm still of the mindset that for myself anyway, until Disney and the MCU retcon it in any way, then this is still the history that I'm going to go with.
Exactly. Until they contradict.
Yeah.
But
there is you need the R-rated version of Kingpin, because that's just insane.
And I guess going back to some of the comments I think Luke made earlier on about wanting kind of street level heroes and things like that.
Yeah.
If this guy's really going to go up against the likes of Spider-Man and things like that, you do need him amped up a little bit, and that's what I got from that.
Absolutely.
I loved some of the moves he was doing, flying across.
Guys, imagine that version fighting Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
there
is
is
a
very specific Daredevil reference, which is the cufflink. It's the same cufflink from Daredevil. That's his dad's cufflink. In Daredevil, so it's the exact same one.
So jumping to the end a little bit, and again, spoilers. We obviously don't think the guy's been killed, do we?
Marvel must think we're fucking stupid. Like, of course not. Of course he's not bloody dead. Like, he's.
Nobody's gonna watch Iseg's videos on YouTube and find out what happens in the comics.
I think the first. I wouldn't be surprised if the first. I mean, I know what happens in the comics with his blinding and all that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the first episode of Echo starts off exactly where that was. And we literally hear the gunshot as he knocks it out of her way. Yeah. And that thud that we hear is him taking her out. And he'll probably load her up in the van and take her back. Yeah. And then that's where she'll begin. She'll have to escape.
Exact same thoughts, though, honestly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I was thinking, Luke. I thought that, they panned away perfectly, didn't they, to have that kind of...
It's the rule of cinema, isn't it? If you don't see a body, they're not dead.
I believe in the comics, there's a very similar scene to this where it cuts away, and in that she blinds him.
He's shot. He gets both. He gets like an eye transplant or something, but has no damage around the eyes. It was just like a clean.
Can't wait for that.
Comics. I panicked. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I had a slight meltdown for about 3 minutes when it happened. What the? But then I very quickly realised like they just wouldn't have panned away if I've got a feeling she might have like bottled it, or it was a warning thing, or maybe she shot him near the ear to like deafen him or something.
I will say about this whole Kingpin and Echo, I think that he 100% understands everything that she says, through sign language and everything else. Like, there's no way, we've seen him fake not knowing the translations before. He knows everything that's going on.
That scene again was superbly played, wasn't it? When he was kind of having the conversation with her, and she was saying, I want a few days off, and he goes, reasonable or whatever, and then as she walks away, he turns away and goes, we've lost her. Kind of.
Ben, do it. Go on, Ben, do it.
Do that again, Peter.
No, you're not in charge here, Crampton. It's me.
Reasonable.
Reasonable.
Oh wow!
That
was like that sounded like Scooby Doo.
Reasonable. Jason, you look like you were going to say something before. What are your thoughts?
I've forgotten
now. Killed me.
I felt that again with Echo. What happened to her in the show? Because we didn't really see her hardly at all in the final episode, did we?
She shows up, and here's a character we haven't mentioned is Kaz. Yeah.
Because did anyone else think that Kazi was the one who killed her dad?
I did for a bit.
Yeah, because he just had that look of guilt like the whole season.
Yeah, but he wasn't at the meeting, was he? He wasn't at the meeting.
But the thing is, for the series, you didn't know if it was Jack who was wearing the Ronin's outfit or Kazi.
Yeah, I have to say that's what I thought they were setting it up for. I thought they were setting it up for him being the killer of the dad and stuff.
Do you think he's dead? Like, I know we saw him get stabbed, but do you think he's dead?
I hope not, because I know in the comics he's like
come back with the mime, with the mime makeup and stuff.
Yeah, I hope so.
That would be ridiculous.
Interesting.
Right, guys. Simon Callow yet, have we?
Who?
No.
Simon Callow.
Armand.
Yeah, Armand. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He gets bumped off in the first episode, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? Was he before Wednesday funeral? You've been loads of stuff, Simon Cowell. I love him. Great actor.
Yeah.
Shakespearean legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was in Doctor Who.
Did we mention the LARPers?
Yeah.
Yes, briefly.
Grills.
Yeah.
I need a grill spin-off. I need grills to get powers. I need more grills in my life.
I have to say, when they said let's go and get into our outfits on the last episode, I thought, are they going to introduce them in some kind of traditional costumes that we would recognize? I don't know, defenders or something like that.
When they're coming out the door, I thought they were coming out as the Warriors 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great. I guess they don't know. Why would they know who they are?
Yeah.
Okay, so just putting this back on. some of the action and some of the fights in the last episode. What do we think of that? And then someone touch on the owl bit, which I thought was tremendous.
So those guys are dead, yeah. That got picked by the owl. That owl fucking had them.
They got fed to that baby owl.
Definitely.
Like,
They got
she
shit.
was going
The
to take
bulls
them
into a baby mouth.
into
It was
the
the
forgot
best
about that.
MCU
No,
murder
they're
they
dead.
could have had.
I mean, that whole scene was just so epic, and it was just such a satisfying finale. You know, sometimes I think finales kind of fall flat, but it really felt. And I think Marvel, to this point, have actually done a really good job with that. Like, none of the finales I don't think have felt fully flat. There's been big action sequences, you know, that kind of Avengers back-to-back moment in every one, and it's just a joy as a fan to watch.
Ben, trick arrows in that scene.
Oh God. Okay. Magnet arrow,
That was
electric.
really cool, yeah. The
Electric kind of, strap or whatever. The safety cushion arrow. That was great. Sonic arrow, darts.
That was cool.
There was also like a dirty bomb arrow with needles.
Like a needle.
That
was
That was
horrific.
brilliant.
It was
I
horrific.
rewinded that one.
Oh my god.
What about the arrow that
ice.
throws the guy's leg?
That was
he
also
lost the leg when he fell over.
Oh, he's got his leg's gone. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was grim. That.
He's like calling Echo in the morning, just like asking to sit. Yeah.
Can I get the name of your doctor, please?
Yeah.
I think that's all the arrows I got on that one, I'm afraid, guys.
So tremendous, kind of, as you say, fight at the end there, rounding the episode up really well. And then at the end, we get the scene where he goes home to his wife. Now, she's not called Bobby in the movie, in the show, is she?
No, Laura. Martin.
Laura, yeah. So we get this scene. I don't know why I've lost you at the side. Yeah. There we are. So we get him going home to Laura, and obviously we get the watch reference. Did you guys get that straight away? Because I didn't. I had to go and Google it.
Yeah, I thought it a couple of episodes, to be honest. When it was the moment she spoke German, I was like, she's the
exactly.
SHIELD agent, and she's probably Mockingbird. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I reached for my phone to text Ben to ask him, and at the moment of picking up my phone, it clicked in my head, and I knew who she was.
So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is officially not canon now.
Thank God. Thank
that's
the Lord.
not necessarily the case. They might go back and say she's a
It is
different
necessarily the
version.
case, Peter. They're not
maybe.
canon. Just like the Inhumans are not canon.
It just means
yeah.
watching
You
a different
definitely are
universe.
canon.
I'm just absolutely drooling at the prospect of like a young Linda Cardellini, you know, like Scooby-Doo 2 when she puts on the lycra, but like a young Linda Cardellini in a Mockingbird outfit. Yes, please.
So then we get Rogers, the musical, which was a bit...
Sorry, I've been really pervy tonight. I'm sorry.
You are,
you are. It's the
Just
Will
tonight.
Smith in me.
Tonight.
So then we get Rogers, which was a... I don't know. What did you think of that bit?
I felt trolled.
Trolled.
I felt
Do you reckon
trolled.
we're going to do the musical? I think you put it on Disney Plus.
Good God,
They've got they went through all this
necessary.
effort to write the songs.
So, do you know what? Everyone online has been moaning that they wanted a better end credit scene, and I just think like everyone seems so entitled nowadays. You know, like I loved it. I loved it for what it was. It was a bit of light-hearted humor, and it was just good fun to see. I don't.
Well,
think
look,
that
I am
they don't owe
entitled,
us
and I
anything.
wanted a better post-credit scene. Thank you.
I
No, I'm
don't
only
know.
joking.
For me, it was a bit drawn out, to be honest, and I would have rather have had the Avengers on screen for longer than the people who like the civilians singing to start with. I don't know. It was
much more
catchy
expensive.
song. I would go and see it at the theatre.
I will say though, a little part of me thought while they were singing, because they were singing about Loki, and I thought, oh my God, can you imagine if like a portal opens up and he steps out and he's on stage?
So I'm with you, Luke. No, I'm with Luke. I was waiting for something to happen.
It would have been
kept panning to the guy in the audience who.
He's the composer. I think he's the composer of the show. I think.
Yeah.
Who also wrote that song? I would have loved if like Yelena was in the audience or something. This is shit. you know, like her.
Or pissing herself laughing. Or
Right, hang on. Whoa. James, you want to press me there, mate?
Come on,
I'm
Yelena.
sorry, Florence. This is shit.
Nice.
Just the shit. I like the shit.
Oh, I got a little bit of a tingle then.
Take me.
The fuck?
I've got to pay the tingle.
You know what it reminded me of as an after credits? Remember the Spider-Man one where Captain America was like doing the video to the kids.
So you've been
How many more of these have I
you've
got
been
to do?
waiting all this time and nothing happened. I felt like it was that level of like, yeah, we just trolled you. Like, and I kind of, it annoyed me, but I also I was like, touche, good job.
I would have liked it to have linked to the show. I think I know it was linked to the show, but I don't know. I was expecting something to happen.
I was more upset by the Spider-Man after credit scene just being a trailer. I think the trailer could have just come out anytime. So I was more
trailer was
incredible than I was with this.
Yeah.
But maybe this is Marvel slowly stepping away from that culture and Luke mentioned about entitlement and stuff, and I think that entitlement, that expectation is only there because we've had 2 every film and every series. I mean, Christ, WandaVision had like 1 from the 4th episode onwards. So
it's random, wasn't it?
I think that we need to readjust our expectations, nerds.
Right, guys, just before we move on to the last couple of things about where this might leave, just in general thoughts on the season. We'll start with James T.
This might be my favorite one. I think, like I said at the start, most consistently good. Like every other show has, I think, 1 episode at least doesn't quite hit the mark. And I just thoroughly enjoyed every single one of these. The Christmas setting I thought was perfect, and it's Christmas now, so definitely the mood for it. But absolutely stellar. I can't wait to see where Kate comes in next and where Yelena picks up again. So excellent.
Superb. Thank you, Luke.
So I think I've kind of like developed a bit of a. I think people think that I'm always going to be negative about these things.
No.
No. I absolutely loved it from start to finish. I loved everything about it. I wouldn't say it was my favorite one.
Oh, there we go.
Division.
Negativity comes in.
But I really did.
Say you loved it. Say it was great, and you have your top there.
In your top 3.
Yeah, it's a close second. I think WandaVision's still my favorite, but this one I really did enjoy.
Good man. Pete?
Yeah, absolutely enjoyed it. I didn't know who Echo was going into the series, but now I'm more looking forward to her series coming out of this. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant series. Recommend it to everybody.
Tremendous. Thanks, Pete. Jason?
I loved it. I thought it was really good. I did feel that there were a couple of episodes that felt like they weren't going anywhere, and was it really worth 6 episodes? I don't know. Was it 5 or 6? I don't remember. However, Loki is still my favorite.
Yeah.
For me,
Loki's good. Lovely. Cheers. Ben?
I think there's nearly fair comment from Jason in terms of some of the episodes. I think it definitely could have been a film.
Yeah, a long film.
A long film, but I think it could have been a film. I think across the board, the performances were amazing. Sorry, I'm echoing, and that's not a joke. Based on my.
Who's got the telly on?
But yeah, so I just think the performances were brilliant. It introduced new characters perfectly, like Yelena, like Echo, like Kate Bishop. And throughout the course of the series, we've now fallen in love with them. Then it's taking really established characters like Hawkeye, and it's given him yet another layer of depth. And I think that's an incredible achievement. I think the action was amazing. The fan service was incredible. It's given me Wilson Fisk back in my life. I am one happy camper. The one thing I would say is that there's been a bit of controversy about how much Matt Fraction and David's have been accredited, and I think that's a real shame because it's maybe clearer than anything that has happened before yet in the MCU how much the comic has influenced the series.
Okay.
So I hope they do get the credit that is due to them.
I hadn't heard that, Ben. But so, from my point of view, I absolutely loved the series. It kept us entertained all the way through. It's one of the first ones, because I watch most of them. I inflict them on my wife. I think it's one of the first ones. Yeah, not on my wife, I hope, Pete. It's one of the first ones I think that she's consistently enjoyed with us as well. So she's been engaged with it.
Yeah.
I just loved it. I thought it was tremendous. I'm a bit like Luke. It is up there for it, but I struggle to come up with my top 3 Disney Plus. Loki's definitely up there. I loved What If as well, and I'm not sure what position to go for. I guess what I would say, Ben, in response to your comment about the writers, this has absolutely made me want to go out and buy the graphic novel and have a read.
Yeah.
So it's certainly ticked the buttons in that point of view. And in terms of Jeremy Renner, I think he's been tremendous in it. So again, really interested in seeing where they go with that character.
Can I just give myself a little shameless plug for one of my videos? Because
of course you can.
You guys, well, Ben just mentioned about how this could have been a movie, and I think the only reason why it wasn't is because of Wilson Fisk. You know, the fact that they are not allowed to have the movie rights for him, but they can do TV shows. So this would have made a great movie, but I just think it's this is the reason why it became a Disney Plus show instead.
Who's got the rights to it then?
Sony for Marvel for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He's a Spider-Man character. He first appeared in issue 50.
Well, it's sort of a like a Scarlet Witch thing. They share it, isn't it?
They share it in regards to they are not allowed to do movies. They can do TV shows.
Yeah,
it's in that.
Right. I thought it was like Quicksilver, like.
Yeah, but how? But what about the Daredevil Ben Affleck movie?
That was all. That was so again because it's Daredevil. I don't know the full legalities of it, but because it was Daredevil, they had a dispute with lawyers. But then Sony went up against them about it.
Do you know what this needs, Luke?
Matt Murdock.
Whiteboard. We need to map this out for our next show. So
I'll get it done.
You want people to tune in, Peter. Come on.
So one of the things I think about this show that has really excited me, and also with the previous Disney shows, is what it means for the future and where we're going to. And we've already touched on it a little bit. But as Ben said, we've pretty much got now a full lineup of Young Avengers from various iterations. Disney aren't stupid. This is surely what they're leaning towards, is it not?
100%.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is the actors are 100% changing for Wiccan and Speed. I think in Multiverse of Madness, you'll find a grown-up version of the two.
Agree. Yeah.
The thing is now, because they introduced Kang, you're going to get Iron Lad.
Iron Lad as well, Riri as well in there.
And Riri,
Miss Marvel.
The beauty of this as well is that if they need to recast any of them, they just pull them from a different universe.
Exactly.
Very much.
The beauty of the multiverse, isn't it? Movie or Disney Plus show, do you think?
Disney Plus, I think, to start with.
So? Yeah.
The only thing is, guys, they're going to grow up really quickly, aren't they? So they've got to be on their A game here.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like they're this cute kid, and by season 3 or season 4, you know, they got pubes everywhere. They got beards. What the fuck? It's like, what's going on?
I suppose
they're 32. Come on, man. Just take a look at Andrew Garfield. He's 38. You know.
Just everywhere. That guy.
Yeah. So moving on. So we definitely think we're going to get Young Avengers, Thunderbolts.
It's coming.
Or Dark Avengers.
Definitely.
Both, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but they've got such a good. I think Marvel, for me, have done what DC kind of didn't, in that they haven't necessarily killed off the villains. The villains very rarely kind of bite the dust at the end or whatever. We've got a good selection of people who are still kicking around in the MCU who could be brought back. Do you not think?
And there's more than enough choice. Like, the one thing I would say is I think, you know, the movies do stray from the comics sometimes. So I think the rosters, be prepared for some curveballs and left.
But you've got to, you kind of go like straight from page to screen, really. You've got to mix it up quite a lot.
So basically, Howard the Duck will be in the Thunderbolts, guys.
Marvelous. Bit of duck action. He's got lots of pubes. I think I think the thing for me is as well, it's been pretty clearly established, has it not, that I've forgotten the name. Is it Contessa Belessa, or whatever you call it?
Yeah.
Belessa.
Tessa Von
She's setting
Allegra.
the boats up, isn't she? Is that not what she's
So
doing?
I think she's doing Dark Avengers.
Dark
and then
Avengers,
Ross is doing the
Madam Hydra. Is it?
Yeah.
version of it,
Yeah.
I would love to see. My brain's just gone blank. I would love to see Norman Osborn coming back in and setting up his version of the Thunderbolts. I think that would be
great, wouldn't it?
tremendous.
Guys,
was
were
Dark
you a bit
Avengers.
confused though? Because I was under the impression that Contessa was the one who hired Yelena to.
So I think that year one, Kate's mom hired her through Contessa.
Yeah.
And then that would mean that post-credit scene would be during Hawkeye. That's when that's set.
Yeah.
Subcontracted.
Yeah.
And the last bit of Spider-Man takes place at Christmas, and he goes over the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's the same way.
As
And that's
it crosses
when
over Hawkeye.
Rogers,
So.
Rogers the musical just opened. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
But
same
then
way.
what? Like, I don't know when that happened because was he just watching from his window as it was all kicking off?
Must have done.
Because where his flat is, his new flat is like
Yeah.
right
He
around
was
that
like,
area.
looking at
Like,
it, Hawkeye's down there. Can't be asked.
just
I'm
having a
sitting this
brew.
one out.
Just-
You know, he was busy.
Maybe he hadn't knitted his new suit by then. He was still stitching it
He was
together.
having Christmas with his family.
No,
you know?
because the
Well,
Christmas tree's still up, so it's actually.
Ben's having a breakdown.
And-
maybe. Right.
Go on, Ben.
Oh, you're looking very watcher there, Ben. You're looking very
He
watcher. mate.
saves the Kingpin from the gunshot. So when we finally see what happened off camera, Spider-Man swoops in, kicks the gun out of her hand, saves Kingpin.
Yeah, wasn't worth
For
the
a second,
excitement.
I thought Daredevil was going to.
Almost as outlandish as Luke's ideas.
And then Loki comes through a portal, and then Nicolas Cage
Start
comes in
singing.
as Ghost Rider.
I reckon Echo was about to shoot, right? And then Patrick Stewart's wheelchair hits her foot and she jerks and misses. That's what happens there.
Stuart's coming. You can
Yeah.
take the
Do you know what I like
piss
to have seen on the end of the Spider-Man one? It's just Deadpool sitting on the ledge.
Aye, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, guys, Ben,
Okay.
you're up to talk about this because this is something you mentioned the other day and I know nothing about it, but you felt that this team were coming at some point.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of pressure.
if you can just take us through every character, Ben, the origins, first issue appearances, all that kind of jazz, please.
No, I can't
Say
do
so.
that. Agents of Atlas. Guys, are fucking echoing again. I don't know if it's me. Sorry.
It's you.
This is Mrs. watching you on the telly.
No.
I'll-
Why she never watched
Ben,
it?
so you've got this full stage.
Everyone
and
mute
admit
yourself.
this. I'm going to mute
Shut up.
everybody.
Okay.
So it's just you.
Thanks. See, that's fine now. It's one of you lot, idiots. Okay, so Agents of Atlas. Now I feel all alone because it's very quiet. I think could be coming, and I think potentially Wong is the individual who's building that team. I think instead of getting the awesome Hulk or whatever, we're actually going to maybe get Abomination in that role instead. We're going to have Shang-Chi. We're going to have Katie. And I think potentially Ned is going to be groomed in his new magic abilities and join that team. And then we could get like White Wolf, Silk. I'm not sure about. But ultimately, I think Marvel could bring in an all-Asian team in the near future. Just a theory.
Cool.
I'm unmuting everybody.
Ned's getting groomed. Somebody's on the list.
I am actually planning to do a video in the new year, which I'm literally just going to go on an hour-long rant about where I think the MCU is going. So the Agents of Atlas thing will crop
The thing
up
is,
in
you're
that.
saying
You'll
that.
do well to do that.
How
in an hour.
many dragon references were brought up in Hawkeye?
Ping Fang Foom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be tremendous. Okie dokie, guys. We're last couple of minutes now, and we'll close it off. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Just quick round of what people are doing on their channels. James T.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, I have a roundup of the past year for PS5, all the exclusive that came out. So I'll be closing off 2021 with that.
No Xbox?
Tremendous.
Nah. Nothing's come out on it.
What about the GameCube?
The GameCube.
Oh,
I did. My girlfriend did get Switch the other day, and I've been playing that.
Switch?
It's actually quite good. Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah,
Bit of Mario Kart.
Luke, what you got coming up, mate?
So this very night, I've actually put out a video of my favorite Christmas comic book covers. So please go and check that out. And next week, I think you and I, Peter, are going to be starting Making Sense of Pence. So that's going to be an ongoing series taking a look at Pence edition copies.
Tremendous. Looking forward to that, Luke. GP and your many channels. What you got doing?
Yeah, I've got one reaction coming out before Christmas Day, and then I've got a lot of work to do for my normal GP Comics and Clicks channel, and I'm going to be working over the Christmas period for the new year. So hopefully some lineups in the new year, some good live shows coming.
Brilliant. Lots to look out for. Jason?
So I just released a new video now where I had a bit of a shock of my life where I'd sent a very expensive book off to be slabbed. It came back purple label. Absolutely gutted about it. So I'd like to have your thoughts, guys, of what you think I should do. I'm sending it to get it sent off to get the restoration removed, but it's a bit of a shocker. I've also got a 2,000 subscriber video giveaway coming up soon. I know I keep saying this. I say it every time. Still don't get around to doing it. I will do it at some point. My apologies. There we are.
Tremendous. Jason, can I just point out as well that when you said that you've had a bit of a shocker video, Peter actually laughed. I don't know if you picked up on that. He's doing a little...
I know. Schadenfreude again, isn't it?
Thanks, Benjamin, what's happening on your channel?
I'm just and jealous. Jason's at 2,000 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm back on YouTube, which is exciting for no one. But I'm here, and I'm going to have 2 unboxing videos next week after Christmas, I think.
How exciting!
So that'll be a Hot Toys, a second-hand Hot Toys unboxing, and the Mini Puffs Hasbro figures. And then after that, in the new year, I hope to do this MCU wild rant, excited rant video, and then hopefully a brand new series that will kind of continue throughout 2022 will start as well.
Tremendous. And I have to
see you there.
I have to say, Ben, your content's always great, and I'm sure I speak for all of them. Also, we're very pleased to have you back, mate. So thank you very much for coming back.
Absolutely.
You're all to blame when it goes to shit.
I will take that blame because nobody watches my shit. My shit. So I'll take it.
Speaking of shit, tomorrow night I have the video coming out, which is my Christmas sing-song album, which we is a collection of songs, but then also we have a Christmas song on there with many YouTube people supporting. So please watch out for that one. It's very
Christmas number 1.
Interesting. Next Tuesday we'll have What If X-Men again with some of the people on this channel. Looking forward to that. Some interesting ideas I think are going to be on that one. And then I've got my usual stuff, unboxings and Thought Bubble Thursdays. So with that, I just encourage anybody that's watching, all 3 of you, to dial in next week for What If, and we'll catch you then. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. Take care.
Bye now.